And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Friday, October 21st. And it's another day of U-turns and I don't know what. Ollie's done a U-turn. He's not here, but Paul's done a U-turn. He's back a day earlier than we expected. So, Paul, good morning.
Ben, good morning to you too.
Yeah, well, you missed a lot of things. I think we got through a couple of chancellors, a couple of prime ministers, etc. whilst you were away. The UK government policy is still in crazy tatters. Markets still feel pretty grim, but we are going to kick on, and let's start with a bit of good news. Cleantech Lithium has managed to raise £12 million this morning, which actually is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Gross proceeds £12.3 million, which is an upsized placement due to the investor demand. So another just over 26 million shares will be issued, which represents just under 25% of the enlarged share capital of the company. And the placement price offered came in at just under 4% of the 10-day discount VWAP. So the placement, you would have to say, was quite successful at this point in time.
Yeah, look, we've been talking a lot about lithium on this podcast. The lithium carbonate price is still going up. There is a clear, massive shortage. Lithium stocks basically look extraordinarily cheap. And look, we like Cleantech Lithium. We know the FD, Gordon Steen, very well. And that's really why we rather like it, to be honest with you. It's all down to one man. I'm sure the CEO would disagree with that, but there you go. Anyway, what I should have done, really, I suppose, if I got stuck into that, Paul, is asked, how was Zimbabwe and how was Caledonian Mining?
Well, Caledonia Mining, that site visit I had out to Blanket Mine there in southwest Zimbabwe, a lesson in stability in comparison to what's going on in the UK at this point in time, I'd say. Here, some of the key points that they have completed to this point. Central shaft, the brand new central shaft is in commissioning and ramp up use, and you can already see the benefits to the mine operation that it represents as far as debottlenecking the ability to produce more ore tons to the mill here. So they are pushing forward here, and a nice evidence too that they have a positive call factor on resolution of how much gold they get out of the mill versus what they're predicting from the mine grade stopes. So that helping support the production operations as well. They have the solar farm is all built. We've paid a visit to that. It is just awaiting the permission from the government in order to access the grid infrastructure to feed the mine itself. It will use 100% of the solar farm power at this point in time to provide about 25% of the mine's power need. And it will be very useful because their current fuel costs for the diesel gen sets they use to stabilize the power flow in the operation is very expensive at this point in time. So the solar farm coming on, the sooner the better. And the first startup tests are expected at the end of this month.
Okay, so I mean, overall, you came with a pretty positive view, I guess.
Yes, they are making good progress there. I was last there in 2015, early part of 2015, and it is a more robust looking and sustainable project here. And now it's a question of being able to capitalize on all the improvements they've made so far. But they have delivered according to what they said they would do back in 2015.
I mean, I think that is the case. They have, and it hasn't underperformed. I mean, it's overperformed the market this year. It's not off too much. 128 million market cap. The interesting is, of course, it is hardly owned in the UK now. It's all sort of moved to the US and retail. Stock price at 9.9p. It did, of course, peak back in the middle of 2020 at about 23, 24p. So it's come off a long way from its peak. But gold stocks, of course, are a little bit out of favour. So it's an interesting situation, but it's one it needs, should we say, more promotion in the UK for UK people to get involved in it. Otherwise, it's really not going to be doing anything, I think, at the moment. But anyway, we'll wait and see. I'm glad you had a good trip. You did good flights?
Yeah, it was all right. Thank you. No delays on the flights. No, not at all.
That's good as well, because I know that I believe there are still some real problems with flights and delays. My son is in Milan marketing for Schroders, and he can't get a flight back to London apparently. Okay, is there anything else you want to mention, Paul? Because those are the two key ones, I think. But I'll let you mention one other if you want. If not, we'll call it a day and let people go for the weekend.
Real quickly, unlike Caledonia Mining and Blanket Mine, Hummingberg's Q2 production results from the Yanfolila mine in West Africa, not up to snuff, I guess, because they have had lower production and higher costs now that it is cash flow negative at this point in time. We're looking at 16,800 ounces produced versus 20,000 in the prior quarter, and all-in sustaining costs now well above the value of gold that they can sell. So they definitely have a turnaround to do here.
Fair enough. We'll call it a day there. I hope everyone has a nice weekend. I'm not sure it's going to be that dry. Unfortunately, it looks like the rain is headed this way. But enjoy it. We'll be back next week.
Very good. Thank you.